A Filipino perspective on moral behavior. As is well known, moral behavior is deeply ingrained in the cultural fabric of Filipino society. As a country with a rich and diverse history, the Philippines has been shaped by a variety of influences, including indigenous traditions, Spanish colonialism, Catholicism, American governance, and globalization. These influences have combined to create a unique set of moral values and norms that guide Filipino behavior, attitudes, and decision-making. In understanding moral behavior from a Filipino perspective, it is important to consider both the collective and individual aspects of morality, the role of family and community, the influence of religion, and the cultural practices that shape moral conduct. The role of family and community in shaping moral behavior. It must be noted that the family is the cornerstone of Filipino society, and it plays a crucial role in shaping moral behavior. In the Filipino context, the family is not just an immediate nuclear unit, but also an extended network of relatives, including grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, and even close family friends. The values of love, respect, and mutual support are central to family dynamics, and these values are passed down from one generation to the next. One of the most important moral virtues emphasized in Filipino families is utang na loob, or debt of gratitude. This concept involves deep sense of indebtedness to those who have helped or supported an individual, particularly in times of need. Utang na loob reinforces the importance of loyalty and reciprocity within relationships. This sense of obligation often extends beyond immediate family members to close friends or even acquaintances. The Filipino strong sense of gratitude and willingness to return favors can be seen as an expression of moral behavior that prioritizes social bonds and interdependence. Moreover, the Filipino community operates on the values of bayanihan, which refers to a spirit of communal unity and cooperation. This value fosters a sense of collective responsibility, where individuals feel morally compelled to help one another, especially during difficult times. Bayanihan encourages Filipinos to prioritize the welfare of others, often placing community needs above individual desires. It is this communal orientation that often guides moral decisions, leading Filipinos to make choices that benefit their families and communities rather than solely focusing on personal gain. Influence of religion on Filipino morality. Religion, particularly Catholicism, plays a pivotal role in shaping the moral behavior of Filipinos. The Philippines is the third-largest Catholic nation in the world, and Catholic teachings deeply influence the moral framework of Filipino society. The principles of Catholicism, such as compassion, forgiveness, and social justice, resonate strongly within the Filipino culture. Catholic teachings also emphasize the importance of family, humility, and charity, virtues that are consistent with Filipino values. The concept of kapwa, a Filipino term that denotes shared sense of humanity and interconnectedness, aligns with Catholic teachings on the dignity of the human person. This sense of kapwa encourages Filipinos to treat others with kindness, empathy, and respect, fostering moral behavior rooted in care for others. Additionally, the Filipino practice of simbang gabi, series of early morning masses during the Christmas season, and other religious rituals, promote moral reflection and personal discipline. These practices encourage Filipino individuals to live a life of integrity, aligning their behavior with Christian teachings on love, charity, and humility. However, the influence of Catholicism is not without its contradictions. While Catholic teachings stress the importance of moral virtues, some practices, particularly in rural areas, reflect syncretic beliefs that blend Catholic rituals with indigenous traditions. This blending of religious influences can sometimes lead to moral ambiguity, where certain practices, such as the use of folk healing or superstitions, may clash with mainstream Catholic ethics. These contradictions highlight the complexity of Filipino moral behavior and the tension between traditional and modern moral codes. Moral values and concepts in Filipino culture. Several core moral values are central to Filipino identity and behavior. These values are deeply ingrained in Filipino social interactions and are reflective of the country's cultural heritage. Pakikisama refers to the value of smooth interpersonal relationships. It emphasizes the importance of maintaining harmony and avoiding conflict in social interactions. Pakikisama encourages Filipinos to act in a way that is considerate of others' feelings and to avoid behaviors that might disrupt social harmony. This value is often evident in the Filipino practice of avoiding confrontation, or saying yes even when they do not necessarily agree. While pakikisama promotes positive relationships, it can sometimes lead to moral compromises, where individuals prioritize group harmony over personal integrity or truth. Hiya, or shame, is another key concept in Filipino moral behavior. It is a social regulator that discourages actions that may bring embarrassment or dishonor to oneself or one's family. Hiya is particularly powerful in Filipino culture, as the desire to protect one's reputation and uphold family honor is paramount. While hiya serves as a moral compass that encourages individuals to act with propriety, it can also lead to self-censorship and suppress the expression of individual desires or opinions. In some cases, this fear of shame may cause individuals to conform to social expectations, even if those expectations are morally questionable. Delicadeza refers to the idea of acting with discretion, propriety, and respect for others' dignity. It is a value that encourages Filipinos to be mindful of how their actions may impact others, particularly in the context of public conduct. Delicadeza plays a role in moral decision-making by fostering a sense of responsibility to uphold the dignity of others and avoid behaviors that may be considered disrespectful or inappropriate. Pagtulong, or helping others, is another moral virtue that Filipinos hold in high regard. This value is closely linked to the concepts of bayanihan and utang na loob. Filipinos are often willing to assist family, friends, or even strangers in need, driven by a deep sense of moral obligation to help others. This behavior reflects the importance of communal solidarity and compassion in Filipino society. Modern challenges to Filipino moral behavior. While traditional Filipino values continue to shape moral behavior, modernity and globalization present new challenges. The rapid pace of urbanization, economic inequality, and exposure to global media have introduced new moral dilemmas that Filipino society must navigate. For example, the rise of materialism and individualism, particularly in urban areas, may lead to a shift away from traditional communal values. The increasing focus on personal success, wealth accumulation, and individual rights may undermine the importance of family and community in moral decision-making. Additionally, issues such as corruption, political instability, and the erosion of social trust challenge the ethical integrity of Filipino society. These contemporary issues create tensions between traditional moral values and the realities of modern life, raising questions about how Filipinos can reconcile their cultural heritage with the demands of a rapidly changing world. In conclusion, moral behavior in the Philippines is shaped by a complex interplay of cultural, religious, and social influences. The strong emphasis on family, community, religion, and traditional values has led to a distinctive moral framework that prioritizes harmony, loyalty, and responsibility. However, as the Philippines continues to evolve in the face of modern challenges, there is need for more nuanced understanding of Filipino morality that addresses both traditional values and contemporary issues. Filipino morality remains dynamic, reflecting both the enduring influence of cultural heritage and the changing realities of the modern world. Ultimately, the Filipino perspective on moral behavior is one that is deeply rooted in shared values and a commitment to maintaining harmonious relationships within society.